Alright everybody, this is Travis at 307 Quail. I got a new microphone. I'm not sure it's charged. I think it's working, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to go ahead and make this video anyway, and if it doesn't work, then I guess we'll just go with my phone microphone. So, I've got my quail hutch. I've got my 4-week today old quail chicks that don't need the heat lamp anymore. I'm going to go ahead and move them into here. They could stay in the garage a little bit, or in the other little brooder a little bit longer, but I'm going out of town, and I have a friend that's going to be here dealing with the birds, and I don't want him to have to deal with the brand new chicks in the little brooder and these chicks in this brooder. I've got my adults up top. I'll have these guys in here, and then he'll just have the little brooder to take care of. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and move them over, and then I'll talk to you all about some questions I have about the situation I've got going on. I'm just watching here to see that it's going to resolve itself. I made a video, I put these, I'll show you, Winola Ranch drink cups on this side, and they have been drinking out of, I'll show you that too, they've been drinking out of one of these. And I've had these guys in there for a few days now. This just ran dry, and so I'm hoping that they'll learn how to drink out of those cups, and I'm not 100% sure that they're drinking. I hope they are. I guess we're going to find out. I'm trying to watch. It's got 2.5 gallons of water up here, and there's a float system, so I can't tell if they're actually drinking or not. But I guess we're going to keep paying attention here. So let me get these guys out of here. I'm going to put these. There's 9 of them. I've got 9 of these 3-week-olds. I'm just going to put them all on the same level for right now. It's about the same size as the brooder, so they can all fit. Eventually, I'm going to put the males on one level and the hens on another. But we're not quite there yet. So, I've had this hutch out on my patio, I think for a little while here, and I'm going to keep it in the garage, because I really want to give it a couple more weeks before I let these guys be out when there's a little bit of a draft at all. They've been doing really good in here without a heat lamp. They've been eating real well, but I think that putting them out with a breeze might be a little too much stress all the whole time. There we go. Everybody's in. And we should be set. When I was going to build this hutch again, I would do a couple things here. I made a video about the drink cups when I put the adults in here. My egg roll outs have a little bit of a sag in the wire, and so it's about 2 inches, and I think these 3-week-olds could get out. I'm going to build a 1x6 hinge cover that will kind of flip up and down. But for right now, I'm not getting eggs. They're not old enough. So a chunk of 2x6 until I have time fills that gap perfectly, which I'm happy to do. So I'm going to keep watching, make sure these guys are eating and drinking. I think I'm going to give the chicks, they've been drinking out of they're not really chicks, they're teenagers, these 4-week-olds. I'm going to give them their water they've been drinking out of as well in here until they get the drinkers figured out. I cut a 1.5 inch by 1 inch hole so they can poke their heads out and drink. If I was going to build this thing again, I would use 1 by 2 or 1 by 1.5, however big the bigger woven wire, the hardware cloth is. This 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, it's a lot to cut when you put it on there. But, and then when you go to put on a feeder or you go to put on the watering systems, you have to cut holes for them to poke their heads out to drink. So I don't think I'd do that again. But what I do highly recommend, and I wish I had gotten a video of this and I didn't, I've been using one of these feeders in my brooder now. I have it screwed in there, so I'm not going to take it out. But I did a video on it. It's a J-style feeder, and it's got this one doesn't have food in it yet. It's got a little grate in there that keeps the birds from being able to waste so much food, and there's a lip on the front of it so they can't drag the food out as well. I'm feeding these guys with, let me grab it really quick. I was feeding these guys with one of these style feeders, and every day I would fill this up all the way and they would empty it out, and the tray inside the brooder would just be full of feed. And so I took one of these. I don't know, I'd have to read to see exactly how much it is size-wise, but it's not crazy amounts more. And I've been filling that every other day, and there's there's still some waste, but not nearly the amount of waste. So with quail, I would recommend do not use one of these. Use something like this. It's got a grate in it that you can kind of keep them from wasting feed. So like I said, I'm going to keep this in here for a couple more weeks probably, so they're not out in the breeze. It's on wheels, so I can easily wheel it outside on a nice day. I have windows in my garage, and I'll park it in front of a window, open the window, so they'll get fresh air to an extent if it's not too cold. They'll be protected from the wind, and we'll go from there. But I'm kind of excited to be moving out of the brooder stage and into the quail hutch stage. Hopefully it'll be a really smooth transition and everybody will learn where the food and water is. If you have any ideas or tricks on how to teach them to drink out of a different kind of a watering cup, the only thing I could think of to do is to offer both and then take one out after a few days, which is what I've done. I've been at work, so I haven't seen them poking their heads out drinking, so I'm going to have to kind of maybe camp out and watch a little bit for a while and see what I can see. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for joining me, and as always, have a great day.